Hi everybody, welcome back to my Fleatale finds. So here's another tray that I'm going to go through. I purchased a number of trays from a collector who had been collecting for a long time. This and my friend Heidi and I separated these by color. So this is our pink tray and I'm going to start to go through them with you. So this little item is called a vinaigrette. And it's actually a little perfume bottle. The stopper comes out and there's a perfume bottle underneath. Now a woman would have worn something like this on something called a chatelaine, so that she would have had her fragrance with her, ready to sort of dab on her. And it looks nice, and it would look nice with all of her other charms hanging off of the chatelaine. Then there's this piece where you will see a lot of these. I've seen them start from the Victorian era. Some of these are Limoges, painted in Limoges, France. And one of the reasons why I see so many of these is because this was sort of a pastime that women would do. They would get together in groups and then they would sit and they would paint. And that was one of the pleasures of the day and an opportunity for them to get together. And there were a lot of very talented artists. This 1950s, not signed, but an unbelievable art glass piece.
It actually almost looks like Shriner.
Right. I was kind of thinking that as well.
The way the glass is set.
Yes.
And they didn't always sign their pieces, so it could possibly be.
I see. Okay. It speaks 1,000 words. Then there is, these are more contemporary. These are Whiting and Davis, who are known for making mesh items. And they started in the 1800s. These are more contemporary, but mother of pearl and done very nicely. And the reason why they are given that name is if you take a close look at them, you can see that they actually look sort of like wedding cake. They're Venetian and also known as Murano glass beads. A lot of them were made in Venice, and there are new reproductions made. These are older ones. They just have a certain look to them, and they look good enough to eat, but don't.
And that's a long necklace.
Right.
Too. I don't know how many inches.
Wow. And you don't usually see them this long. Thanks for showing that. Then there is this lovely, amazing necklace. I don't know if you can see that. The way that this is sort of draped on the sides, and again, there is enameling in this and wonderful faceted glass. This is actually called a festoon necklace. And because of the draping and the wonderful look to it, down to the last detail, just an incredible artistic piece. Then what tray would be complete without sparkly crystal from the 1950s? And this look was so popular during that time. You could understand why a woman would wear a suit, a lovely suit or a dress as she was going out, and she would put this on to add a little bit of glamour and elegance, which would be made available to all women, not just movie stars. Then there's, speaking of the 50s, this sort of reminds me of something from the 50s. It sort of reminds me of something that would go on a prom dress that a girl would wear. Maybe her boyfriend would give it to her and she would wear it proudly. Then there are these art glass cameos done in pink art glass. They almost look like coral, but they aren't, and just have really nice detail on them. there are these earrings, and these are by a company called Vendome, and a very popular company. Again, Vendome was an offshoot of Coro because it became, they had done so well in their own right that Coro gave them their own division. And these are just a wonderful example of their jewelry. Then there's a designer, her name is Miriam Haskell. Now, these are not Haskell, but they have sort of the look of Haskell. Everything she would have, the tiny little seed pearls and the flat-backed rhinestones, and nice detail on the mother of pearl. And here's another popular.
That's an A, I think.
Oh, an A.
Yeah. Mother of pearl heart.
It's very sweet looking.
This is also mother of pearl, but Chinese.
And here's another example of mother of pearl. And as Heidi said, it looks like it's Chinese. And again, there are the
pomegranates, maybe the fruit,
and all of this lovely detail. Then there is, speaking of mother of pearl, this is set in a sterling silver bezel, and this is hand painted on the mother of pearl underneath a glass.
This is unusual. This little piece here. Maybe you can speak about that.
So this, to me, there's the backing of it. This, to me, is sort of an Art Nouveau. It has a wonderful detail, almost looks like bat wings. Very interesting looking. And then lastly in this group, just look at this amazing wire work, and look at all of these.
Also, that was very long.
Just an incredible look.
And here's a shorter one.
And then here is made by perhaps the same company, a shorter version of a similar necklace.
And then I just wanted to point out these because I think that they're just so interesting.
Oh, they're adorable.
They're carved from mother of pearl, and they appear to have glass eyes, a little horse head and a little bull's head.
Aww.
And they're charms.
Well, aren't they charming?
They are charming.
Thank you for watching our Fleatale finds, and we look forward to seeing you back with another tray. Thank you.